The Valley rises. Go Dogs. Visit PrecisionEdge.net today.
You're listening to the home of the San Francisco Giants, KFIG Fresno, 1430 ESPN.
I'm Christine Lisi. One of the longest head coaching runs ever in North American pro sports has ended. Mike Tomlin's stepped down after 19 seasons with the Steelers. 1 week after AFC North rival Baltimore fired John Harbaugh. The Tomlin news broke today during a previously scheduled news conference for Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti. When asked if he'd consider hiring Tomlin, Bisciotti had this response.
Holy Mike, wouldn't that be awesome? Only if John takes the Pittsburgh job. Wow, wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know, that thing last week maybe disqualified him from my opening after our kicker missed a kick to let them advance.
What he was referring to was that win in the regular season finale by the Steelers, winning the division and knocking the Ravens from playoff contention. Because Tomlin resigned while still under contract, Pittsburgh retains his coaching rights, could negotiate compensation if he takes an NFL job before the end of the 2027 season. Eagles removed Kevin Patullo from their offensive coordinator role.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
The 20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here at 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, here on this Tuesday, January 13th for you here. Happy Tuesday to you all. Good to be here. Phil Bonatti alongside some great folks here. We'll introduce them in. Jorge here, Daniel here as well. On a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. We'll get to our show momentarily, but big thanks to Tony D for tossing it to us in the previous hour. Tony D Show always Sportsline Bulldog Hour with Tony D from 2 to 3 p.m. on the weekdays. You listen to him live and on demand on the 1430 ESPN Fresno app, 1430 ESPNFresno.com website as well. We also stream live on the Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. My show, which you can check out right now, we're streaming live up and for. You also got Paul Metter Show, the Central Valley Sports Report, live from 10 a.m. to noon on Saturdays every weekend for you as well. We are live, like I said, Lee's Air Hotline, sponsored by Lee's Air Plumbing, Heating, and Roofing. Phone number is 559-320-1430. The way to get a hold of our show, 559-320-1430. The way to get a hold of our show. Taking a look at the Lee's Air weather check. 61 degrees, sunny, feels like 66 out there. Just feels wonderful. 60s looks like for pretty much the entirety of the week here. So pleasant weather, to say the least. Good to be here. Good to be rolling on this Tuesday afternoon. We got a lot to get to here in the next 2 hours. What do we got on the docket for you here? Well, I'll tell you what. I got a very interesting couple of segments to get you here as well. Of course, we're going to react to last night's action, including the final game of the wild card round with the Steelers and the Texans wrapping up last night. We will do a Bonatti Blitz that I think will be very fascinating to go through here. There are 16 potential Super Bowl matchups left on the docket. And yes, we're going to rip through all of them. All of the potential Super Bowl matchups, I'm ranking them. We're going to hit them quickly in this hour and rank them all there throughout. It's going to be very interesting to dissect it all. Coming up in the second hour of our show, Gabe Camarillo will join us via the phone line. Some big news in the city of Fresno today. Soccer being announced as potentially making its return to the city in at least the goal of 2028 with potential for a new stadium downtown. That was announced at a press conference with Jerry Dyer, Mr. Mayor. So we'll talk about that, and I'm sure people are fired up about that. And we'll get into that with Gabe, who's there. And, of course, I want to talk some Fresno State with Gabe as well, so we'll get into all that conversation with him on the phone line. Fresno State basketball in action tonight. We'll dive into that. Lakers in free fall. We'll dive into that. And preview tonight's matchup on our airwaves, High School Hoops, Hoover and Justin Garza. Coming up, 6:30 tip-off, 6:15 pregame with yours truly and Paul Metters on the call. Like I said, Jorge's here. Daniel's here for a Tuesday edition of our show. 2 hours, like we said, going up till 5 o'clock. Guys, how are we doing on this Tuesday? How are we feeling?
Hey, good afternoon. How we doing?
We didn't even text each other, Jorge. We got the same polo on today. We knew what was up.
Tuesdays we wear red.
Tuesday we were red. Is that how it goes?
That's what it goes.
Well, typically I wear the polo on the days we call games. Just to
yeah.
So glad we're on the same page. How are you doing though?
I'm doing good. Pretty good day today. So far, so good. So hopefully it'll be a good game tonight that you're gonna call with Paul.
We've been having some good ones. Right? We've been hitting on some competitive games, and tonight should be supremely competitive in the CMAC. Daniel, how are you feeling today? Well, I think I know the answer to that question, but give it to me.
I'm mourning.
Yeah.
You know, I lost my playoff game yesterday, and I lost my head coach.
You lost your head coach, and you lost your quarterback potentially too. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little upset that Tomlin's gone, just because he's been the coach the entire time I've been alive. But
that is very strange to think about.
But like, I'm happy because we're on to new beginnings. You know, we're finally, hopefully, going in the right track. Hopefully, a rebuild next year. That's what we've been needing for so long. So.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that game momentarily, but I do really want to recognize, of course, we'll dive into that game momentarily. But I think the more I think about it and I sit about it, recognize I don't want to bury the lead here today. And Jorge, I failed to relay the news to you properly today. So I walk into the office, or I see Jorge. I walk into my office, and I say, "Hey, do you know?" I think I said Fresno City's going to get a new stadium, and they're having a new soccer program, or a new soccer team's coming. I don't know if I totally said it that way.
So I think what I heard was Fresno City's getting a new soccer stadium, and I was like, "Oh, what are they going to do with Redcliffe?" Or I guess that's not part of the, because they got a little, where they're set up.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's next to Radcliffe, and they have the women's play there and the men's to play there.
You didn't question me on the news. You're just like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't see anything about that. And I'm it's breaking.
I guess it's good because they have a great program down there and one of the best in the country. And, so I don't know, 2020, what is it, 2028?
2028,
Sounded pretty
reasonable. Yeah, as far as that. And then we go through the day, and then I think you call out to me at about 1:30?
Oh, I'm watching some, I got a little downtime, and I'm watching some, it's
I think you're watching Gabe's story.
Gabe's story on IG and Instagram, and all of a sudden he's talking about a new soccer team for Fresno.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell?
And that's what I meant to say. City of Fresno is bringing a new team, or at least the efforts.
A pro soccer team. Right now, we have Fresno Fuego, who's a pro amateur.
Yeah. We used to have the Foxes.
We used to have the Foxes who moved to Monterey.
Yeah.
That franchise is in Monterey, so we ended up having nothing. When the, what is it, 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago when the Fuego moved to
the pro amateur?
Yeah,
pro amateur.
It was with the whole coaching thing.
Yeah. So about maybe a year and a half when they moved down, I think the city just didn't have any more pro soccer.
Uh-huh.
And it just wasn't the same.
Well, what do you? So now that you have the full picture, and Daniel, you can comment on this. Well, the full picture of this kind of announcement from the city of Fresno today, soccer coming at least in 2028. That's the plan to build a new stadium. I think they cited it somewhere around the Chinatown district of downtown Fresno, kind of near those train tracks, I would imagine. There's some empty lots out there.
On the other side of the Chancellor.
Yeah, something where I think I read somewhere it will seat 7,000 people.
Yeah, 7,000.
7,000 for a soccer stadium. Nothing like crazy, but like, you know.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that. I mean, they were having 4,000 or 5,000 when the Foxes were at Chancellor, so that was good. Consistently, I think they had between 3,000 to 2,000 per game. The majority, I think it was 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a 7,000 seat stadium would be nice. You know, you could upgrade it later, but you know, soccer is big now. Soccer's, I feel like
World Cup,
especially here, especially around this time, it's been growing a lot.
Central Valley, of course, just the through line of soccer, right? Daniel, you love soccer. You know a lot of people, I would imagine, that are excited for this opportunity. Do you remember going to the Fox? I mean, I'm sure you remember the Fuego games. I don't know if you've been to the Foxes games, or you're probably much younger then, but.
Yeah, early Fuego. I remember like the Fuego before the Foxes.
Yeah.
I went to maybe like 2 games. I was a lot younger, but they were still like pretty good for like Valley soccer.
Yeah.
And then I'd been to a couple Foxes games as well. Those were, I think, just the soccer community here is just it's very tight packed. Everybody's together, and like there's been an initiative to like keep it growing more and more, and I think this helps a lot. But like I told you like earlier before the show, like I think it really should all start with Fresno State.
You want Fresno State to still have a men's soccer team too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the difficult part, though, is the limitations with that. And I explained to you, the Title IX situation, and of course, if you got to add somewhere on the women's side as well. And where do you add that? And where's the money coming from for that? And Fresno State's already asking students for so much money for other sports already. It's impossible to kind of like want to have that in terms of it, or something has to go by the wayside. And I don't really know where that would go. So. This is the next best thing, right, Jorge? I would guess is to have the pro move in here.
Yeah, I think it's good to have. It'd be great to have something at Fresno State, but you don't necessarily have it. You have to have it. I know that for sure. There's people that, there's a soccer club at State. That's the same thing as it's a program.
Yeah,
but you know what Fresno City does, even Clovis has a huge team too. The new league that's coming up, which is the local Lightning League, that is starting to grow a little bit more, and it's trying to bring a lot of little towns and smaller towns into one league, which is creating a soccer community bigger, which eventually it'll mean that it'll start growing more. And creating it and making pretty much Fresno a hub for Central Valley for soccer.
And by the way, this isn't excuse me, this isn't exclusively to men's soccer. They're looking at women's professional soccer as well.
Yeah. It's a dual. Usually, right now as it stands, if you're gonna start a soccer community or not just a community, but like a soccer club, it's gonna be both. Just because the demand is there, the both women's and men's teams are pretty, they all want to play soccer. So the men's there, it's just logistically how you bring that up and how you make that manage that is the difficult part.
Yeah. I'm looking at an artist rendering of that old proposed downtown soccer.
So the Fuego has been proposing one for a long time.
Yeah.
And the only bad part about it is that it's near Blackbeard's, I think, and that's near the airport, which you can't really build anything serious near the airport.
It looks downtown from what I'm looking at.
No, that one is. That one is.
Yeah.
I think the one you're looking at.
Oh, this one's looking like right behind Selland. Is that what I'm looking at? It's like they would replace that north parking lot.
That was the
proposal.
That was the proposal where the Foxes wanted to.
Yeah.
The Foxes wanted to put something downtown, make it, but the city didn't have the money. They didn't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
Owners of the Foxes were, they always want to save some money. So if they decided that if they weren't going to get a help from the city, they just weren't going to stay.
The sustainability of soccer here, right, in terms of the professional level, where does it stem from, the issues? It's not just the fact that there's not interest. I think the interest is there. I think it's just quite simply stadiums. Stadiums make professional leagues stay. Stadiums make professional players want to stay. Facilities, all of that investment. And that's where Jerry Dyer, from what I'm reading, he kind of led with today, is the stadium's the important thing. The stadium's going to be the important thing as part of this deal. Now, I mentioned a downtown Fresno town area. Jerry Dyer not specifically outlining where it would be, but more alluding to that would be the preferred spot.
Chinatown right now, it's in a revitalized area.
Yeah.
There's a lot of older buildings that are just crumbling down. We saw one burn down a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
That area is looking nicer because they're spending more money in it, and the city got money to spend in downtown area, and it's considered that area of Chinatown is still considered downtown. So if they want to make something out of there, because the area where Chichansi is and where what we call the main downtown is, it's pretty much already all occupied, and there's no real room unless you want to take a couple.
Well, I'm looking at like west of 99, and I'm looking at well where it could be. Anyways, we're getting a phone call in right now. Not sure who that will be, but anyways, by the way, Lee's Air Hotline 559-320-1430, the way to reach our show. It's interesting kind of looking at a map of downtown Fresno and kind of percolating the ideas of where it could be.
Oh, this is ESPN?
Number 2. So good conversation there. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will talk some NFL, a little touch on the Steeler-Texan game, and then do some Badati Blitz here, ranking the best possible Super Bowls left on the playoff docket. So let's take a break. When we come back, more show next on 1430 ESPN.
Get your day started with Rich Eisen.
Puka Nacua is the best receiver in the National Football League. Did I stutter?
You did not.
Okay. He gets the football, and it's just like 9 yards every time, right? Every time. And you're like, oh, it's going to be a first down. And then Devontae Adams is wide open. Mm-hmm. And then that means the run game can work as well. The play-action game in the Rams is lethal. Lethal. I mean, Stafford sits back there, and if he gets a second of time, he's just ripping, and there's chunk plays everywhere.
Rich Eisen, brought to you by Citizens Business Bank.
So winter's officially here, and the last thing you want is your house cold and your furnace sounding like it's auditioning for a beatboxing competition. That's why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is running their $99 furnace tune-up special. It's the perfect time, because nobody wants to see their breath inside the house. And let's be honest, layering 3 jackets indoors isn't festive, it's desperate. So get ahead of the cold. Schedule your $99 furnace tune-up today at leesair.com. That's leesair.com. Happy holidays from your locally owned and operated Lee's Air and Heating. CLN 635-355.
Every student in Fresno County has the potential to achieve great things, but they need support to get there. The Foundation at FCOE helps support essential academic programs and services that empower students, inspire learning, and open doors to new opportunities. Join us in making a difference. Visit fcoefoundation.org to learn how you can support Fresno County students today. The Foundation at FCOE, empowering students, supporting educators, and strengthening communities.
Hey Bulldog fans, Lynn's Restaurant Group, a proud partner of Fresno State Athletics, has launched a brand new app. With over 8 locations like J-Pot, Ramen Hayashi, and Hino Oishi, the app brings all your favorites together in one place. Order ahead, skip the wait, and earn rewards every time you dine. Whether it's game night or family night, the app has you covered. New members even score $5 in LRG credit just for signing up. Download the Lynn's Restaurant Group app today and start earning with every visit. Go Dogs!
Citrus season is here, and once again, growers are choosing orange over blue because Kubota means less downtime, easier controls, and better value through the long harvest stretch. When you're racing weather, labor, and time, uptime matters, and Kubota delivers. So, turn to Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, for the tractors and service they depend on. With Fresno and Reedley locations, Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, is ready for you this season. Visit Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, today. Online at PioneerEquipmentCA.com.
So intense, so quick, so unmerciful. Those are just a few of the comments from farmers describing the devastating effects of their crop damage due to hail. If you're a farmer, you probably already know what it's like to watch helplessly as your cash crop is pummeled by hail. It's one of nature's most damaging weather conditions. What can you do about it? You can call Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist. They've been writing crop insurance for almost 40 years. Call Roger Kent or Quinn Bowman today and ask about crop hail insurance for stone fruit and grapes. They can design a private hail coverage that is specifically designed to meet your financial needs. Coverage can be purchased anytime and will go into effect within 72 hours. Easy to buy with no hassles. Don't gamble on your financial investment. Call the Ag Experts today. Bowman & Associates. Remember, for a green thumb investment that equalizes Mother Nature, call Bowman & Associates. 499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates, your crop insurance specialist.
License number OF64178.
At Chichancy Gold Resort and Casino, we're serving up a deal you don't want to miss. Introducing Deal and Dine, where your game earns you a feast. Buy in for just $200 at any table game. Play for 1 hour and enjoy a free buffet meal at the California Market Buffet. Valid Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 12 a.m. to 10 p.m. Play big, eat big, win big. Deal and Dine, only at the Chichancy Gold Resort and Casino.
Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, here on this hour, number one of 2 hours today before we send it off to 5 o'clock. Then yours truly and Paul Metters calling the game. Hoover and Justin Garza tonight, 6:15 pre, 6:30 tip-off. Will be a very good game. I'm telling you what, we've had bangers. Every game we've had has been really fun, really exciting. So don't go anywhere. You want to tune in for that, 6:15 there. All right, this is going to be a fun segment, and you guys can agree too high, too low. I think it's going to be good to do that in this segment, and quite simply, it will be. I had just a crazy, harebrained idea to do this segment because I was wondering how we do the Benatti Blitz. It's not a very big segment if we're only ranking 4 divisional games for the next round, and so I thought, here's the math, right? There's 8 teams left, and in my head and by my math and by my machinations, there are 16 possible Super Bowls out there right now by my math. So I decided to rank every possible Super Bowl, and you guys are going to tell me too high, too low, or if you feel good about that spot, whatever. So this is what the Benatti Blitz is. Jorge, are you ready? Daniel, are you ready?
Let's do it.
You ready to do the Benatti Blitz? Benatti Blitz, by the way, brought to you by Grocery Outlet. Visit your grocery outlet for all your Super Bowl playoff party needs, all that stuff. Get all the food you want for your playoff watch parties. Be the talk of the town by going to Grocery Outlet, getting all the great deals, saving money. Download their app as well. Visit your grocery outlets at Northwest Fresno, downtown Fresno, Southeast Fresno, Kerman, and Sanger today. All right, here we go. The Bonatti Blitz. The top 16 Super Bowl possible matchups. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time on each one. But we go from the worst to the first, as we always do. And my worst matchup available out there is Texans and 49ers. Quite simply, it's the one matchup I saw last time this season. It was not very close. I would imagine the 49ers would have a very tough time against Houston in that game. And, the DeMeco Ryans versus Kyle Shanahan factor would be interesting. But I think this is the one that loses out the luster for me in terms of football sense. I'm not trying to hurt your Niners here. I'm just saying, Texans-Niners, least interesting matchup, in my opinion.
They already played it.
Yeah, and they lost badly.
Yeah, so I think things should change.
You would hope.
Yeah.
But I've seen it once, and I did not like it. So, yeah.
You would hope, but I think it would go the exact same
Is this
way.
the lowest matchup for you?
Yeah, I was looking at it a little bit. I'm like, I agreed that this would be like the lowest. I wouldn't watch it straight up.
I'd still watch it. I'm telling you, we're going to be eating good because all these matchups I really enjoy. I just don't know if I like Texans-Niners.
Nah, I think it's going to be a great matchup.
Okay. You're going to say every Niner matchup is going to be a great
Pretty much, yes.
All right. Well, here you go. Next on number 15, Broncos and Niners, because I just see the same old story with Broncos and Niners in terms of that defense and the way it can attack. And
they took our defense.
I know. They did. They really did. It's hello, old friends. How are we doing? And I would imagine this game could get away from the Niners as well in the Super Bowl. There's a couple matchups I'm okay with the Niners in. I'm just saying this one right now feels like the objectively worst matchup in terms of football sense. Broncos-Niners, I don't think it would be close. I think the Broncos would run away with it. And that is why I have that as my 15th ranked Super Bowl.
Yeah, I honestly agree. I feel like this would be one of those games where it's like Niners would be up and then Broncos just come back. Just like how they've done against all shaky teams this season.
I feel like this is, I don't know. It's a good matchup. I think that they would play well, and I think the Niners are, a little bit better than the Broncos. But I mean, of course, you're going to say no to that. But
yeah. Next up, Texans and Rams sit here now, and I'll tell you what. At this point, I'm like, all right. I think all of these games can be good, but I just think we saw this one before as well. Week 1, remember, low scoring game. Rams barely kind of got out of there with a short victory. Good defense versus good offense, but I really think it could get lopsided. C.J. Stroud against that pass rush. So Texans-Rams, my number 14 Super Bowl possibility.
I can see that, being a decent matchup, but not too excited. It'll be very, very defensive fight. I would say that.
Yeah, very defensive. I do think these teams both definitely do play better than they did week 1, but it's still, I feel like it would still be a dogfight, low-scoring game, but I agree with the placement.
Next up, Patriots and Niners sit here now. The Patriots, of course, I know they can run the ball well. The Niners can run the ball well. That defense can be a problem for the Niners offense as well. But I would be interested to see Bay test that Niners defense with some deep passing ability as well. Fred would be back. It would be a very interesting matchup. But at this point, I'm like, there are better matchups for me. I'm more interested in. So Patriots-Niners sits here at 13.
I would have this a little higher, to be honest. I think this is a matchup I would want to see. Like, maybe not my top pick, but I definitely do want to see how these two teams would fight against each other. I think just the way that this Niners team has performed, granted everything, I think they're still performing very well against Patriots, who I do like their defense. I like the Patriots defense a lot. We saw what they did with the Chargers. So I'd love to see how they stack up against each other.
I just feel like, it'll be a pretty even fight.
Yeah.
Even game. It's hard to tell, but yeah.
Patriots and Bears is next for me because I think Caleb could have some interesting moments in this game, but I think the Patriots could match up well. But on the flip side, I think the Patriots could get into some trouble with the turnover potential against that Bears defense. This would be a very intriguing matchup. I would be very interested in this one. But like I said, I'm just more interested in other matchups ahead of this one, but this one just kind of slots there for me as my next matchup. 12 overall Super Bowl possibility.
I feel like I've seen this matchup before, and it just it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be.
Well, the last time we played the Bears, it was Zappy. Zappy when we were trying to bench Mac Jones. It wasn't fun.
But I think the mobility of Williams it might catch up to the defense of.
Oh yeah, he'd be close.
I think Caleb Williams is one of the quarterbacks who is better on the run than in the pocket.
Yeah.
But I think this would be an intriguing matchup as well. I like it. I think maybe just like 1 or 2 spots higher than you have it, but I do like it. I would love to see how this team is. I think the Bears are the most fun team in the playoffs left.
Number 11, Broncos and Seahawks. We've seen this before. I don't want to see that again. Just the uniform matchup. This drags it down for me. But I do think like 2 defensive teams matching up against each other would be a low-scoring matchup. But I think the 1 seeds, interestingly enough, are maybe the least interesting teams out there. So I put Broncos Seahawks at number 11 overall.
Yeah, Broncos Seahawks. I feel like this would be more touchdown heavy.
Yeah.
Than defensive heavy.
You think really more touchdowns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this will make. It'll be like that the Niners. Who do they play? Where they just keep going at each other. The Bears.
Yeah. You think it's gonna be that? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like the only reason I'd like to see this matchup is just to see how Sam Darnold plays against the Broncos pressure compared to like the Rams pressure. Because it seems like he's learned the Rams pressure a bit, but just because I know Darnold does, like, he definitely does not do well against QB pressure a lot, but I think it'd be a little interesting, but a little lower.
Number 10, the Texans and the Seahawks. I'm actually mad I had this high. I remember the game earlier this year. It was a Monday night game, and it was abhorrent how horrible the 2 teams played against each other. Sam Darnold, anytime the Texans wanted to give the game away, the Sam Darnold threw a pick to him and somehow kept the Texans alive in it. I actually wish I slid this lower, but this is how my list goes. It's number 10 for me. Texans, Seahawks. 2 good defenses again.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every team that's on this playoffs has a good defense, or at least tries,
Mm-hmm.
Probably the Niners are the worst defense, but even then, they got carried on all the way over here. So it just, I don't know how many points we could see with these 2 teams on the field.
You can tell my trend here. I'm looking at the lower scoring potential Super Bowls as my least interesting ones.
Yeah.
Tell you what, there's one team you haven't heard yet that I would say is chaotic as you know what.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that team hasn't been said yet, but yeah, like I definitely do think this should be lower. I think this should be lower, like how I had it, where those 2 other games were above. But I think I agree with you where this would be a low-scoring game and just dogfight in the trenches.
Next up, I'm Patriots and Seahawks here, and like I said, we've seen it before a little bit, but I don't think we're going to get as great of a game as what 2014 showcased in terms of it. But I do think there's some interesting factors of what the Patriots can do in throwing the deep ball potentially on Seattle's defense. I think there's more of a, instead of defense versus defensive strength, I think there's strengths on both sides of the ball that would make the game very interesting chess match. So I think we're moving into a territory of like actually things maybe moving forward in a good fashion of this matchup. So I have Patriots Seahawks at 9.
I mean, Patriots Seahawks. It just feels like there's history there.
We've seen it before.
It could be like that again, but then again, they're kind of different styles now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we would get. It'd be interesting to watch, though.
Certainly.
Yeah, give us 12 years later. I'd definitely love to see that matchup just because of the history behind it. Granted, 2 completely different offenses since the last time they matched up in the Super Bowl.
Oh my God! Yeah.
But it would still be great. I think that would be a pretty even game.
Can't believe I did this in my ranking. But number 8, it's the final Seahawks matchup. Bills and Seahawks sit here now, and here's where I'm at. I have the Bills entering here as like the last team I mentioned, just because when you have a team that has a quarterback and has an ability to just kind of do anything on offense, despite anything that's up against them defensively, there's a good chance there's chaos to ensue in a game like that. And so I start with the Bills entering here at number 8 against the Seahawks and just saying, all right, let's see how that test looks between Josh Allen and what that Seahawks defense can provide. And on the flip side, will the Bills struggle to stop that Seattle offense? I think of all the Seahawks potential Super Bowls, them versus the Bills, I would be very interested in.
I like this matchup because it'll be more of a offense versus defense matchup.
Yeah.
And we'll see what if the Seahawks, Sam Darnold can do something on offense to get them past the Bills defense and vice versa. I think it'll be a good matchup though.
Yeah, I'd like to see what Josh Allen could do to that Seahawks defense. Josh Allen, like you said, he's able to do whatever he wants basically. And if you can't stop him, then that's basically the whole offense right there. And it can go downhill very fast with that.
My top 7 Super Bowl possibilities. Now we're at number 7, Bills and Bears. I feel like two teams looking at themselves in the mirror, the way they can run the ball, the way they quarterbacks act on the field, the way there's a never say die between two teams. I would say this is the most underrated potential matchup. Maybe I'm not even properly rating it as it sits here, but Bills-Bears would be very fascinating matchup in Santa Clara.
Bills-Bears. Man, I think this would be good. I mean, two quarterbacks that could throw, that could move. Yeah, interesting. It'll definitely... Whoever has the best defense will probably win that game.
I feel like this is like a matchup that happened back in like the 50s, just with how for lack of a better term, bad like those franchises were for a while.
50s.
Yeah, like Norm Van Brocklin shouting out anybody, or just the style.
But yeah, I think just with how fun the Bears are and how like offensive proficient that the Bills are, I think this would just be like one of those like Niners-Bears games where they're going back and forth,
Number 6, I have Texans and Bears, and I am just fascinated, simply for one reason: how the Texan pass rush will go up against Caleb Williams and his magic nature of ability to escape the rush. That's worth the price of admission for me. So Texans Bears is my number 6 possible Super Bowl matchup.
Interesting. Yeah, another offense versus defense. Can they handle Williams' a bit mobility, or is this defense better than anything out there? Interesting. I like it though.
With this matchup, I think you could call this the Caleb Williams Superstar X Factor game. With the way I feel like this would be his best game like ever, just always being able to go out.
I don't know, because he might get frustrated by not having anything out there, and he didn't have to be running.
And then he somehow wins the game because the Texans can't score. And then the team that just elevates above it, Broncos-Bears. This is my last Bears possible matchup. And the Broncos-Bears sits here at number 5 for me because I just think the Broncos offense has a little more juice than the Texans offense and can keep up with it and just make it an objectively better game. So the Broncos-Bears sits just above that for me at number 5.
Okay, I can see that. Very interesting.
A lot of orange.
Broncos, Sean Payton's team is always, trying to throw the ball and trying to do some trickery. So, yeah, I can see that.
Let's get weird.
I like it. Definitely. I feel like this is your sicko matchup with the way both offenses are, but I like it. I like where it's put. I think this would be exciting.
Number 4, Broncos-Rams. Here at number 4, the Rams and the Broncos, just two dueling different kind of styles of play. What that defense can do against that offense. Fascinated by the corner play against those top wide receivers. I think this Super Bowl would be very much cinema to me. And I think the colors of the Super Bowl would look great too between those two teams. It just would feel right. Broncos-Rams at number 4.
It'll definitely be a very tactical game. Kind of what we saw this Friday or last Sunday with the Niners and the Eagles, like just moving pieces, and whoever makes the most mistakes probably loses this game.
Or to put this in soccer terms, this would be a Pep Guardiola versus Mikel Arteta type game with the tactics that are going on, except a lot more high scoring. But
a lot more.
I would definitely be excited for this matchup. I would love it.
Number 3, Patriots and Rams. And just quite simply, the storyline. Maybe it might not be a good game, But I would say the storyline of two MVP candidates who have been dueling it out all year. One of them want to find out right before the game who is the MVP and how would they would respond, both of them, Stafford and Drake May. It could be leading up to that kind of matchup in the Super Bowl this season. Wouldn't that be fascinating? I think the game would be great, too, between two awesome offenses and some big-time defensive players as well. Patriots-Rams at number 3.
Patriots-Rams. Wow. That's an interesting... That's one of those games where you know somebody's going to score a fantastic one arm catch or one hand catch.
Something crazy.
In the end zone. Yeah. And then they're going to lose that game. You see that?
Yeah.
I'd like this because I feel like this is, like you said, with the whole MVP thing. I feel like this puts into terms with what one of our other blitzes early in the year with who do you trust the most and do or die. This would be the game for that, and I love that. I love where this is at.
Number 2, possible Super Bowl, Bills and 49ers. Just simply the storyline of the kid that grew up here in the Central Valley with the Niners in his backyard as a team. I don't know if he grew up rooting for him. It feels like he should have. Anyways, it's the closest local team to it. He's playing in his home state, trying to win a Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be nice? And doing it in the stadium that he has never played in, Josh Allen.
Yeah. I think that it's. I think he was a Niners fan at one point, but I think.
What are your sources?
What are my sources?
Yeah.
No, I'm like, I know that for sure that, it'll be a great story nonetheless and great Super Bowl.
Yeah, I feel like this is more of a storyline matchup, but I do like it. I do like the fact of him like coming back home, winning a game, winning a Super Bowl in front of hopefully in front of his family. Like that, I think that has a lot of more like emotional shift to it, but I like it.
And my number 1 possible Super Bowl, it's a game I saw last year, and it was a game I want more and more of. Bills and Rams at Levi's Stadium. Wouldn't that be magic between two teams that would certainly, it would feel like an NBA shootout in a sense. It could be the potential for the highest scoring Super Bowl out there. Plus, two great matchups of minds on the football field when it comes to the offensive prowess versus the defensive prowess. Cannot wait. Bills-Rams has the chance to be an all-time great Super Bowl if that matchup ends up coming to fruition. And that is my number 1 Super Bowl possibility left in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that'll be a great matchup and very tactical, very, going down to the last minute kind of matchup. But essentially, I feel like I just feel like the Bills have a better team that have better chances in there.
Yeah, I think I like this matchup simply for the fact that these are both two quarterbacks that can do things, drive downfield, and just absolutely beat a defense no matter what. And I feel like this would be the best showcase of that ever. So, yeah, I do like this at number 1.
And that is your Bonatti Blitz, brought to you by Grocery Outlet. You guys feel good about the list, or any major objections here? I know I put your Niners down there pretty early.
Yeah, I feel like you have zero trust in them.
You're just hurt.
All right.
You're just hurt, man.
That's all right.
You're hurt.
I know.
If I had to power rank the teams left in the playoffs, Jorge, I'm putting the Niners at 8. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah, that's what I have to do.
I do like the number 1 matchup because those are both the teams I'm rooting for on either side. So
Bills and Rams, Bills and Niners, Patriots, Rams, Broncos, Rams. Yeah, anything with the Rams in it to me feels like that game's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
All right, let's take a break. Let's wrap up this hour next on 1430 ESPN.
The Central Valley Sports Leader has you covered for the local angle with the Central Valley Sports Report hosted by Paul Meadors. Paul is back for year 5 and is ready to give you the insight and knowledge of everything you need to know when it comes to high school sports. From the coaches and player interviews to the game recaps week by week, as well as talking with all the insiders that have the pulse when it comes to prep sports in the Central Valley. Central Valley Sports Report, airing 10 a.m. to noon. Live from First String Sports every Saturday on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
Back the birds, Fresno. Don't miss another week of Fresno Pacific University Sunbirds action at the Special Event Center.
Dribbling with the left hand. She's going to fire another 3. That one good as well. 3 straight threes on 3 straight possessions.
All games are just $10 for fans 18 and older. 17 and under get in free. Back the Birds, Fresno. Catch both men's and women's basketball before the season wraps up. Don't miss the excitement. For schedule and ticket information, visit fpuathletics.com today. See you there.
Ever wonder where those large box stores get their green and orange racks? How about equipment or auto parts store shelving? Well, you guessed it. Fresno Rack made it right here in California. Since 1987, Fresno Rack and Shelving has been helping school districts, businesses, cities, and counties, basically any market anywhere, increase their warehouse storage with industrial racking and parts shelving that last a lifetime. Call, visit, or click FresnoRack.com today.
I'm here at the Roger Dunn Open. Former Fresno State football coach Pat Hill is at the first tee.
Hey, it's a fairway hit.
Yeah, but that's the wrong fairway, Coach.
I need to buy a golf game.
Coach, I really think you need a Roger Dunn makeover.
When you buy a game at Roger Dunn, you can play anybody, anytime, anywhere. This is the old coach, Pat Hill. I bought this 7-iron at Roger Dunn Golf. Number 8 at Tehama, 162 yards out. Eagle, baby!
Bulldog basketball is back and heating up the Save Mart Center. Don't miss any of the exciting action as both the men's and women's basketball teams take on the Mountain West this season. Make sure to bring the whole family to root for your hometown Bulldogs as they compete for that Mountain West championship Fresno would love to bring home. Tickets start as low as $5 for select games. Grab them at GoBulldogs.com today, and we'll see you at the biggest party in the Valley. Go Dogs!
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company, have proudly provided high-quality risk management and insurance solutions to local businesses. We stand on a tradition of solving insurance pain points in a wide range of industries like agriculture, construction, hospitality, transportation, and many others. A partnership and personal touch is what you can expect from us at DeBudo Defendus Insurance. Visit DIBU.com and get the business insurance you need today.
License number 0E02096.
Hey Bulldog fans, Marcus McMarron here. You know, on the field, it's all about trust, performance, and results. That's why you got to go to Ed Dina's Auto Center. They treat you like family with unbeatable prices and a winning lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with a ride you can count on. Visit Ed Dina's Auto Center today, where the deals are always a touchdown.
We started like you, a small team with a big dream to serve the Valley. 20 years later, FFB Bank is still proudly backing businesses across California and beyond. We've learned a lot about what it takes to grow, and now we're using that experience to make things easier for you. With our Switch and Save offer, we'll cover up to 90 days of payment processing, provide no-cost equipment, and offer competitive rates so your business can keep more of what it earns. And behind it all is a local team that truly understands your goals and is ready to help you reach them. Make the switch, save with FFB. Visit ffb.bank to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Wrapping up hour number one before we send it out in hour number two. Of course, it is got hour number two coming up with Gabe Camarillo is going to join us for a segment talking soccer, talking all kinds of things as well. We'll get to that. Hey, Jorge, what the hell's wrong with the Lakers, man? Your Kings beat them last night.
You mean what's been going on with my Kings?
Are your Kings back?
Are they better than what they're supposed to be?
I literally asked the question. I'm like, what the hell happened to Malik Monk? And then apparently last night Malik Monk said, "Hey, I got 26 and 8 in me."
Yeah, it was. I did not expect that.
Yeah,
I wasn't watching it, but I was listening to the Lakers post game. And I started hearing all the stats, and I'm like, what? And the Beto O'Rourke or whoever, Beto, what's the name? Beto.
Not Beto O'Rourke. Where we at? All right. Whoa.
The guy from the Lakers post game was talking about you know how they're horrible and they can't need to be better, and I'm like, man, I'm happy that the Kings win, but this guy's just really going hard on the Lakers here.
Russ with 22, 5 and 7.
2 revenge games.
Yeah, it was Beto Duran. That's what it was. Beto Duran.
Yeah. Beto Duran. Okay. Luka with 42, 7 and 8 last night, and LeBron had 22 points. He was 0 for 5 from the 3-point range. The Lakers have two issues. It is they can't make threes and they can't play defense. And I quite simply think they are who I thought they were at the beginning of the season, which is a team incapable of winning a title. We were fooled for like a month and a half with it. And I don't know what kind of move you can make if you're the Lakers here moving forward in terms of who's out there because I just quite simply don't think this team is just capable of sustaining a 2-month run through a grueling playoff where you have OKC potentially waiting at the tail end of that, and you're asking yourself, what's the realistic chance here of winning a title when you know the paramount goal is winning a title with LeBron James at the end of it. But there's so much liability on the court that I just don't think it's a realistic goal. And so you sit and you're like, how are we moving through the season? And now you got to turn it around and try to beat Atlanta tonight, who, by the way, I think I checked, they're underdogs at home to Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Hey, all I got to say is there's a defensive player that can shoot threes right across the street.
Are you trade? The Lakers and the Clippers would never trade in the history of humanity. They would never, ever trade in any sort of situation. Is like I'm in the headspace of like, is there a Pistons trade that is Tobias Harris out there available for the Pistons if they do like a 3-team? Because the Pistons need like Michael Porter Jr. or something like that, or maybe the Lakers need Michael Porter Jr. in terms of, out of the Nets. Like that's the only move I think of in terms of the Lakers, like saying get somebody who can shoot a 3. Yeah, the Hawks are minus 3.5 tonight. Minus 3.5 tonight on the road in LA. Like, what are we talking about here with this Laker team?
I really don't know.
Yeah,
it's. I think they hit a point where, they need more than what they're getting out of especially their bench, which
they can't get more out of Luka.
Yeah, Luka. I feel like Luka's just giving everything he's got, and that 6 month, and I think we talked about it before how they're usually content with what they got, but they stop looking for like bench players when somebody goes down. Usually they don't have that extra guy to come up and cover for them, but that's how they've been this few years, and they haven't been good.
Hey, so there's this guy. He isn't well known. He's in Dallas. He just got injured, but
he's not helping him.
Come on,
he ain't helping him this year.
He just got injured. He's
but
not going to be available for the rest of the year. But
the Mavericks are banned from trading with the Lakers for like the next 20 years. Like that's just simply it's rule of law in Dallas that they cannot do that. By the way, I didn't mention Luka questionable tonight, and also LeBron James questionable tonight in a back-to-back coming from SAG.
Aren't they both at risk of like being out of awards now?
Yeah, well,
Shea gets his easy MVP this year.
Does that matter? But hey, at least LeBron got a cool patch he can wear.
Yeah.
For playing the record 23 seasons in the NBA,
How many did Jordan play? Like 20?
It's 20. All a gimmick. So Topps
actually,
can make their money.
You want to hear? Today's a very relevant Jordan day. There's a Jordan on this day. Math tells me 27 years ago. This was the second time Michael Jordan announced his retirement from the NBA.
Really?
Was this the one where he went to go play baseball?
No, that was the first one. The second one, this is his retirement for the NBA, and then he did come back and play for the Wizards for a little bit, back in '99. So, yeah, on this day, Jordan announced his retirement, and then
this was the 98,
99,
99 season.
Yeah, 99. Also today, 35 years ago, Bo Jackson hurt his hip against the Bengals, which then ended Bo Jackson's career.
Yep.
Sad to say. Anyways, sorry for the downer.
Man.
Bo Jackson, remember him?
I didn't have that many yards anyways.
The kids are realizing how... no, I'm not even going to speak. There's somebody calling right now who's like, you do not talk the way you talk about Bo Jackson, the way you're about to slander him.
Honestly, he was a beast whenever he come up. I remember I watched him like at the very end of his career, and It wasn't the same.
Who are some other flash in the pan guys? Like guys, you're like, that guy could have been incredible if he just stayed healthy. Like, to me, like Cadillac Williams is always a name I think of.
Yeah, Cadillac Williams.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other guys. Like Miles Austin is a name I could think of. Like, he was incredible for 2 years for the Cowboys. Austin. And then he just disappeared.
How old are we talking here?
That you're out of this conversation, right? I'm excluding you from this because I'm talking guys that were playing before you were born. In terms of that,
I'm trying to think. To think of players.
I'm trying to think of what's. I still have some stock in.
They were explosive and
yeah.
There was this very famous Mike Williams guy.
Mike Williams. There was the Bucks Mike Williams.
Yeah, the Bucks Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Played for like one season and then all of a sudden he was gone.
Josh Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great name.
There was this little guy in Pittsburgh called Martavis Bryant.
Martavis Bryant.
I loved him.
I watched him play arena football. I actually saw him at an arena football game.
Really?
In Bismarck, North Dakota. That's where he was playing. I don't know what he's doing now.
I don't know either, but I loved his short stint in Pittsburgh. He was great.
Yeah. But now he's just doing his thing. All right, let's take a break. Hour number 2 coming up next. Gabe Camarillo is going to join us and chat with us for a little bit, so we'll give him a call. Stay with us. Behind the Bench rolls along. Hour number 2 next.
ESPN Fresno is proud to bring back the Student Athlete of the Week. Each week, we'll honor a local high school standout for their performance on the field, in the gym, or on the court. It's our way of celebrating the hard work, dedication, and talent of Valley athletes who give it their all. And it all leads to Student Athlete of the Year. Do you have an athlete you believe is worthy of this award? Enter them in at 1430ESPNFresno.com today. The Student Athlete of the Week, shining a spotlight on the stars of tomorrow.
Are you an athlete ready to level up your performance the raw way? Introducing the Raw Athlete Program from Raw Farm. High schoolers, college athletes, gym warriors, and pros, Raw Farm wants you to see why professional athletes and nutritionists are fueling up with Raw Farm raw whole milk to hit their team goals and personal gains. Raw Farm is the best 100% A2 cream top from seasonally grass-grazed cows, non-GMO, certified humane, 100% made in America and crafted for serious gains. Visit rawfarmsusa.com to learn more and find it at your local Sprouts location through the nation.
Pizza, wings, beer, and football. If that sounds good to you, then maybe you should be at Me and Ed's Victory Grill, the legendary pizza that you know and love, served in a family fun dining area. Plus, enjoy the neighborhood-style bar with TVs and friendly service. There's nothing like watching your team head towards victory. So come for the football, stay for the pizza at Me and Ed's Victory Grill in Granite Park. Visit meandedsvictorygrill.com. Pizza, wings, beer, and football. Me and Ed's Victory Grill.
From the roar of Valley Children's Stadium to the heart of the Red Wave, Fresno State football ignites the Valley, and Precision Civil Engineering is proud to help power that momentum. Named 2024's best engineering firm by the Business Journal, Precision Civil Engineering delivers top-tier planning, surveying, and design building, the backbone of the Central Valley. Proud partners of Fresno State Athletics, because when the dogs rise, the Valley rises. Go Dogs! Visit precisioneng.net today.
Why pay more when you can get the best prices in the South Valley at Valley Pure Wood Lake Outlet? If you're looking to save big without sacrificing quality, this is your go-to destination. Shop smarter with unbeatable deals on today's most popular brands, all at outlet pricing. Check out the online menu at valleypure.net. Then stop in and stock up. Valley Pure Wood Lake Outlet. Enjoy extended business hours at Valley Pure Tulare, now open daily from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Quick, where can you find a great selection of Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Serta, and Mattress First bedding? Easy. The same place you'll find adjustable beds, sheets, pillows, mattress protectors, and more. Sleep Retreat, inside fashion furniture. It's the same place you'll find 150 recliners, custom upholstery, leather sectionals, dining furniture, and even office furniture, not including thousands of decorating ideas that you're really gonna love. Fashion Furniture on El Paso, across from River Park. There's nothing like it in all of California.
Are you a business owner struggling to understand how cloud technology can help your business? Are you in need of computer and technology support for your employees? M-Cubed Technologies is your solution for fully managed IT services. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. M-Cubed will be your partner in the digital world, allowing your business to carry on worry-free. We specialize in cloud hosting, Microsoft 365 management, general IT support, and VoIP phone services. Call M-Cubed Technologies today to discuss our partnerships.
Hey, it's Phil Bonatti from Behind the Bench. A new season means big plays, hard hits, and injuries we track every week. But injuries don't just happen on the field. When life knocks you down, you need a strong team behind you. That's Davis and Van Wagenen, attorneys at law right here in Fresno. Davis and Van Wagenen fight for Valley families hurt in accidents, and you don't pay unless they win. It's a winning game plan from Davis and Van Wagenen. Visit DavisVanWagenenLaw.com. Davis and Van Wagenen, your hometown injury attorneys.
Your home for high school sports. 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader. KFIG Fresno.
I'm Christine Lisi. A rare head coaching vacancy in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin stepped down as Steelers coach after 19 seasons, during which he never had a losing season, also won a Super Bowl championship. So the team is searching for just its fourth head coach since 1969. ESPN NFL insider Dan.
Hey, this is Gabe. Hey, yeah, I'm doing good. How long until we come back from break? Okay, sounds good.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again in anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Hour number 2 of our show here before we get rolling over to high school hoops tonight. Hoover and Justin Garza tonight on the docket for us tonight, so it should be pretty good. 6:15 pregame, 6:30 tip-off from Justin Garza. Excited to be joining our next guest who's on the Lee's Air hotline right now here at the top of the hour. Of course, you know him from KMPH. You also know him from previous ESPN Fresno programs, but he's here on the hotline now. Gabe Camarillo joining us now. And, hey, Gabe, timing's everything. It's good to have you on the show. I'm excited to talk about a few topics, but I think you know which one I want to start with. How are you doing on this Tuesday afternoon?
Good. Happy New Year. I think this might be my first appearance in 2026.
Yeah. Good to have you. How are you feeling? 2026 feeling good so far for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, 12 days, and already some major news coming to Fresno. I'm excited because I love professional sports, and there could be a professional franchise here in Fresno in the next few years. But there's a lot to be determined still. But today we got some good news, and I'm excited.
Yeah, so full transparency for the audience. I texted you yesterday. I was like, hey, you want to come on the show? Just wanted to kind of do an update on Fresno State stuff, talking about the transfer portal update so far, maybe a little basketball conversation. But I would imagine our rundown got blown up a little bit out of that because we had some breaking news today from the city, which announcing here that they have an exclusive agreement with United Soccer League to explore building a downtown soccer-specific stadium and potentially bringing a franchise to the Central Valley. Big headline. Of course, you were there at the presser today, and you have a story out there already about it. I'd imagine this was exciting news for you as Valley native, and for those who I'm sure were there, excited to see this come to fruition potentially. What was your reaction to the news?
Well, like a lot of others, maybe a little skeptical because there's been soccer here in Fresno before at the professional level, and it's been folding. You got the Fresno Fuego back in 2003. They were founded, and the USL League 4. And then around 2017, they became the Fresno FC Foxes and actually got bumped up to the USL Championship Division, which is the second tier out of the 4 tiers in American soccer. The top tier is MLS. The second tier is like AAA for MLS, USL Championship, which Fresno FC was part of from 2018 to 19, but they couldn't figure out how to build a soccer-only venue, so that franchise moved to Monterey Bay. They're currently the Monterey Bay FC. And then the second try that USL gave, I don't think it really had a chance to begin with because they still couldn't figure out how to build a soccer stadium downtown. Now the USL is giving Fresno a third chance, and it's all because of the revitalization effort that's been seen in downtown Fresno. The city of Fresno committing $300 million to revitalizing downtown, trying to get more businesses and just more people in general to visit Street in the downtown area. And, we can spend a whole radio show just talking about how to make downtown better. I've tried to give my opinions. I try to give my 2 cents, like what can help make downtown Fresno viable economically and fun to go to socially. And that there's a chance that we could see that with this plan. So there's no set in stone anything. It's just all strictly the city of Fresno announcing that since November 1st, they've been talking to the USL about building a soccer stadium here in Fresno and then bringing a soccer franchise, an expansion franchise, to the city. And they've already determined where they want it to be. I mean, at first in the press conference, they tell you, we're looking at all the sites, we're looking at everything. We don't have a specific venue. But I asked Jerry Dyer straight up, the mayor of Fresno, you keep talking about downtown. Is the stadium going to be downtown? He's like, Gabe, yes. We want it to be downtown. The city council wants it to be in the Chinatown, downtown Fresno area. Miguel Arias, the Fresno City Council member, said that they've already purchased land where they want it to be. It's expected to be 7,000 standing room capacity with 5,000 seats, take about a minimum of 6 acres, but cost around $50 million is what Jerry Dyer estimated. He couldn't give an exact number, but he said stadiums like what Fresno wants to build that he's seen in other cities cost around $50 million. Now, the USL is on board with paying some of that. Not all of it, but you have the USL willing to chip in some money. You talk to Adam Smith, former Fresno FC coach, who's now leading the charge on the investing side with Fresno Pro Soccer LLC. They're going to take on organizing the investment group that makes the stadium happen. He said there's a lot of investors lining up. He wants more local investors because if you have too many out-of-town investors, well, what does that mean? That means the ownership group could be out of town, and then you risk losing your team that you worked so hard to build a stadium for, right? But overall, to kind of sum it up, they have an idea of where they want this stadium to be. They've already taken steps towards making that a reality. They don't have a drawing of it yet. They don't have all the money for it yet, but they have a commitment from the USL that by October 31st of this year, that's when this 1-year exclusivity period ends. They hope to have everything set in stone, and they hope to have soccer back in Fresno professionally by March of 2028. But obviously, the skeptic might say, good luck for that happening, right? But today was a positive, I think, because it is truly, set in motion, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Well, you hit on many things I could touch on there from what you were saying, and I think the number one thought that always pops in the people's head is, we've had 2 shots at this. Why is a third going to be different? And I think that's the number one question for a lot of people in terms of that. When you ask that question specifically in the frame of what they're trying to get people excited about with this notion of a soccer professional club here, why do you think it's going to be different with the third go round? Do you really believe that, or is that a right question to pose it at here?
I can give you what is different with this attempt. They are in partnership with the USL. Before, they were not in partnership with the USL. This is an example of the USL wanting Fresno. They want to have Fresno back in its league because of the investment into downtown that they're seeing, and also because they talked about it. All the council members and Jerry Dyer talked about it too. Fresno's a soccer town. There's so much soccer talent that comes out of the Central Valley that I think goes unnoticed. Like, how many people know that a Fresno native, a San Joaquin Memorial grad, could be playing in the World Cup for Team USA this summer? I'm bet like 10 out of 10 people on the road that I can walk up to in Fresno, maybe 1 or 2 of them can say Max Archton's name. That to me says, yes, Fresno is a soccer town. It produces a lot of soccer talent, a lot of soccer fans, but there's still room to grow the game here in the Central Valley. And what better way to grow the game for Fresnans and for the USL than to go into this market, the market number 55, I think it is, in the country, a market that only has one professional sports team, and that's the Fresno Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So I think this area is missing a pro sports team. It's kind of still filling the void that the Fuego left. And I think the USL knows that because they're willing to put in a significant amount of money. They're talking about hundreds of thousands, close to maybe $1 million, or maybe more than $1 million, they said. The USL is willing to put in to help make a stadium happen and help make this dream a reality. So that's what's different. The USL is going to significantly help Fresno with this project, where that wasn't the case before.
Yeah, the stadium is always the crux, right? And who pays for it? And we know in the modern sports age of that kind of conversation that fans and people who live in areas are getting smarter to that idea of what the bill will look like in terms of paying for that stadium. And you mentioned about Jerry Dyer saying $50 million was the potential price tag to it. You mentioned the input of what the USL is going to get into this stadium, but where is the money coming from? And how is that going to be addressed from the city standpoint? And will people be willing to do that? Is one other question to be asked. So,
let me tell you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
If they can't put together a 5,000-seat soccer stadium, then they better just stop hoping for a new football stadium. Am I wrong in saying that?
That's true.
Like, everyone wants a new Fresno State football stadium, but if the city can't even put together enough money for a 5,000-seater, then what are they going to do when they want to replace Bulldog Stadium?
That's very true. That is very true in terms of the counterpoint to it. I would say what are people loyal to, Fresno State or Fresno City? The city of Fresno, and where so there's people who live here and they're like, I don't really care what the Bulldog or whatever Fresno State does in terms of it. There are people out there that live like that in any sense, but with the sport of soccer and how embedded it is in the Central Valley, you've done probably numerous stories about great soccer stories out there in terms of it. I think of Edison last year as a great story this past season. But tell me a little bit, you're just on the ground feel of, you mentioned it a little bit in the background when you're talking about it, but how much of a sense ingrained soccer is to this community and what a professional franchise can do for this community?
Well, let me start with the soccer part of that question. Like, when you come out to a random park on a Saturday or a Sunday, the soccer fields are full. And in fact, Miguel Arias was telling me today at the press conference that, honestly, he has reservations booked out days in advance for his parks and his district for soccer games. So, and I'm talking adult soccer leagues. It is the fastest growing sport in the world, and in Fresno, it is the most popular sport in this area. I mean, I know we got baseball and wrestling and football, but we're talking about recreational-wise, everyone plays soccer at every park you go to. You'd be I'd be surprised to go to a park and not see someone kicking around the football. So to that point, yes, Fresno's going to have a lot of fans go to these games, especially with it being a smaller venue. I mean, they're projecting this to be a 5,000-seat stadium. You could easily sell out a game there with 5,000 soccer fans in Fresno out of a town of 500,000, more than that, actually.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to professional sports, look, when the Grizzlies got demoted to single A, I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure others feel this way. A little piece of me died. Like, I was so sad when I lost the AAA affiliation for the team that I grew up watching, because that meant I was watching, younger players and maybe players that weren't guaranteed to go to the bigs. AAA, you knew you were going to see a couple big leaguers every year play for the Grizzlies. And then, they go to low A, and you're happy when Ethan Holiday calls up because he's going to go, but who else is going to go to the big leagues on the current Fresno Grizzlies roster? So I think, for me at least, getting a professional sports franchise like the Fresno to-be-named Bladers for soccer, they're going to be probably embraced so quickly because a lot of people here miss that level of excitement. I think this could be a USL championship team if everything is done well, like what the Fresno FC Foxes were, so you could see players on the precipice of going to MLS come through Fresno. I just think having that level of play would also encourage the younger generation to pick up the sport and to maybe encourage the future Max Archtons to play soccer. I mean, what more could we want than to see more soccer talent come out of the Valley because they're inspired by watching the game at a professional level?
Well,
that'd be great.
And I think about high school stuff too, the multi-utilization of a stadium like this. If you have, I don't know I can't remember how the central section stuff works. Is it just home? It's just a home game for whoever's the top seed, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, for soccer, it's not like a one venue. So yeah, and that's another good point too, because what the USL COO told us today at the press conference was this venue isn't just for soccer. They could have high school football games here. They could have high school graduations at this venue. He mentioned that it could be a multi-use facility that I think everyone would be on board with. I mean, who wouldn't want to play in a professional stadium in high school football?
You imagine the D1 AA championship right there instead of the chaos we had at Central,
5,000 seats is kind of cramped, though. I do think that those would be a hot ticket if you ever have a big game at that soccer stadium that isn't funded yet. That's the biggest thing is I just want people to know this isn't like they announced it's for sure going to happen.
Yeah.
They just announced that
we're exploring it.
They want to, and that they're on the same page. USL and City of Fresno are on the same page. They want to. They're telling everyone about this because maybe they're hoping a local investor, Daddy Warbucks of Fresno sees this story and says, I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what they were hoping for by sharing this as early as they did.
So the job is certainly just. I mean, they got to hit the ground running on this. And you said there's a deadline on it. Like you said, next, like in October. Is that what you said?
On November 1st, they enter the exclusivity period, which means USL can only talk to Fresno about a team. Fresno can only talk to USL about a team, and they're working together. And then that period is 365 days long. So from November 1st to October 31st is when they hope to iron out all the details. It's only January 12th, so they still have a lot of time to figure out who's going to fund it. And, to confirm where it's going to be, they did already purchase a lot of parcels of land in the downtown Fresno and Chinatown area. So the city already is taking care of that. They've already put in infrastructure like water, sewage, phone lines, anything else, internet. They've already kind of put in that infrastructure underneath the ground, and that's why USL is so on board with helping finance this stadium. So it's not just going to be all on the city of Fresno. Dyer made that very clear. It's going to be public and private working together to fund this.
Okay. Good stuff. And I want to move real quick to Fresno State because I know we don't have a lot of time here unless there's anything else on the story.
I'm running out of breath.
No, I know. I want to give you a little break there. Couple Fresno State questions, and then I'll let you go. First off, transfer portal so far for Coach Entz. It doesn't feel like you're losing a whole lot. Feels like we're gaining a couple key pieces there. but it feels like there still could be some more moves here. What do you assess? How do you quickly assess what the transfer portal has looked like for Coach Entz?
So they needed a quarterback, and they got Christian Martin, and I think that's the best you could get at this point because in this day and age of NIL, I feel like every year quarterbacks get more and more expensive. It's like the economy. It just keeps growing. Inflation. There's like quarterback inflation going on right now where Mikey Keene, who you got out of the transfer portal from UCF, you got a starter from UCF, you got a guy with experience. I don't think 3 years later, that guy cost the same amount of money. I think Mikey Keene's probably worth double or triple the amount that Fresno State paid for him when they got him at 23. So I think if you're expecting Fresno State to get another established starter from a Group of 5 school, you got to realize that, like anything in life, just things get more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get a quarterback who doesn't have that level of experience but has the intangibles.
6'4", man.
I've heard
He's
good
big.
things about Christian Martin. What was that?
He's big, 6'4", man. He's tall.
Exactly. Stuff that you can't coach. You can't teach height, right? You can't coach physical attributes that Christian Martin has, so you're hoping that he has it up here mentally along with the physical traits and that he can be the leader for a really good Fresno State football team. I think this team's going to be really good. I was impressed with how they won 9 games with what they had last year without I hate to say it, but without a serviceable quarterback for most of the time. Yeah. I mean, maybe serviceable, the same way that my 2011 Toyota Prius is serviceable. Just, it gets you from point A to point B. That's pretty much it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if this new quarterback's a Prius like E.J. Warner or if he's a Maserati like Haener. We're going to find out in a few weeks when spring ball starts. But the fact is he's taller than any Fresno State quarterback I've covered, which isn't saying a lot.
Tallest, I think Derek Carr. I think that's the name. Yeah.
No, Derek Carr wasn't 6'4". Like McMarion was 6'2". Jake was 6 feet. Mikey Keene was 5'11", and I think EJ was around 6 feet too. So you have a quarterback who passes the eye test, but that's all you're going to really be able to get is someone who passes the eye test but won't show you a lot on film.
Yeah.
Because if they show you too much on film, then a bigger school with a bigger checkbook is going to snap them up before you can. So
and honestly,
yeah.
Sorry, honestly, if he balls out and somebody comes and poaches, there's a couple freshmen sitting there waiting in the wings that I wouldn't hate seeing them come up. Like, I think there's a real good spot here in the quarterback room, to be honest with you.
But Christian Martin has 3 years of eligibility, so you know, he could stay around if you want.
Certainly can.
What does that mean for Deegan Rose and Chambers? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
the hope is he's good, and the hope is somebody wants him.
Yeah.
And that's always
he's the biggest pickup.
Yeah.
He's the biggest pickup because everyone else, like, there's a couple of defensive ends that didn't get much playing time. One from Sac State. The other one is the son of Noonan, Danny Noonan.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool, former Cowboy DN. And then you got some linebackers and the defensive backs from Nebraska. And, you know, there's a couple of small pickups, but you needed a quarterback. Like, you couldn't go into this offseason with who you had last year and who you brought in this freshman. You needed to inject the quarterback room with some competition because last year quarterback play was what held the team back from winning more than 9 games. You look at the 3 losses in particular that really burned me up. You had the loss to San Diego State where your defense played well enough to win that game. The only touchdown San Diego State scored after the first quarter was a pick 6.
Yeah.
Like, you had that defense could have won that game with maybe better quarterback play. And then you had the loss to Utah State where the offense just disappeared after halftime, and that's also where you could use a quarterback that can make plays with his legs and his arm. So I think Christian Martin can be that. I'm curious to see how Jaden Mandel looks after coming back from surgery.
He's the wild card.
Yeah, exactly. He's maybe number 2 in my book right now, but only because I haven't seen him since the surgery.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see Martin versus Mandel in spring ball because I think right now that's the quarterback battle.
That should be good. One last little question. Men's basketball plays tonight. Any notes on this game against Colorado State? Anything you've been thinking about with this men's team? They did pick up a win in Mountain West, but it feels like we're spinning our wheels a little bit.
Exactly that. I feel like it's the same team as last year, except They played an easier non-conference schedule. They do have an impressive win over Utah Valley. I think that might be their best win. It was home. It was the same day that Fresno State football beat Wyoming in the rain. Besides that, I mean, ever since Selwood Arena, this team's won a single game, and that was on the road at San Jose State. So it's the same team because you're not having a star player who can take over a game in the final minute or two. I thought maybe Jake Heidbreder could have been that. I think about the Nevada loss a couple Saturdays ago. You know, Heidbreder had the go-ahead bucket twice in the final 2 minutes, but this team gave up offensive rebounds and layups and lost the game to Nevada because of that. So you really need to just have everything going well, like on the right note. Everyone has to be playing their absolute best for this team to win a game. And I'm not sure that's good because, you know, not everyone's going to be playing their best game at the same time, but I feel like that's the only way Fresno State can win in this conference. It's just such a good conference. Put this Fresno State team in the Big Sky or put them in the West Coast Conference, and they probably have a few more conference wins, but when you're going up against Utah State and San Diego State and Colorado State tonight, like these are teams that have been to the NCAA tournament in the past 3 or 4 seasons multiple times. And Fresno State has been to 2 NCAA tournaments in the past 25 years. So it's what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do the fans come and that ignites the crowd and that ignites the team? And does that wake the program up, or does the program have to wake up for the fans to wake up? Like, it's just so sad going to the Seymour Center these days because it is quite empty.
Yeah.
And how do you fill it up again? Well, you got to win games, but they're not winning games this year. They had a 6-game losing streak, and then they beat San Jose State, and then they lost their point guard, Zayon Collins, to an ankle injury, and that totally, defeated them before the game even tipped off. And they looked so lost on offense on Saturday, not finding the right guy to shoot the ball sometimes shooting it too early, sometimes just not even shooting it when the shot clock buzzer went off. It's always something, and I feel like a head coaching change doesn't fix it. It's a mindset change. It's people getting the checkbook out and saying, I'm going to pay for Fresno State basketball to be good because that's what everyone else is doing in this NIL era. Everyone's paying $500,000, $1 million for the best players. That's how you win the game now. And it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. So I think it doesn't matter who the head coach is. You can say Vance Wahlberg goodbye and bring the next guy in, and it still might be the same because the same stuff we complain about under Hudson, the same stuff we complain about right now. So I don't think it's a coaching issue. I think it's just overall the program needs a hard reset in every aspect, not just coaching.
Yeah, a win won't cure it tonight, certainly, even if that fact is anyway. But we'll see how
you expect them to win tonight. Like I don't even know if they can win tonight, and that's just because the team, talent-wise, I mean, Zayon Collins and Jake Heidbreder, those are the two guys that can create their own shot and score at any possession. Yeah. Everyone else needs to be standing in the corner and they'll spot up shoot. Or I like seeing Deshaun Gorey get better, but if Deshaun Gorey is too good, you'll see him play for San Diego State next year, and that's not fair.
Don't say that.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's on Fresno State to be serious about basketball because they have a 19,000-seat arena that could be a great venue to watch and play basketball in. But if the team's not playing well, then it's going to be about 2,000 seats full.
Yeah. Hey, Gabe, we're well over the time we are here, but I know you've been dying to just get rolling here on these topics, and maybe we just got to have you back again to get you rolling. So, but I appreciate you taking the time. Where can people find you and your story today about the soccer?
The soccer story will be published on KUPH.com with more details and quotes from everybody that is important to it, and that'll be on the website like right now as soon as I finish this phone call. And then the story will air tonight at 10 on Fox 26. Like I said, it's exciting because I'm a sports fan like everyone else is. That's why I'm a sports reporter. And just seeing a professional team come to Fresno, it should make every sports fan in Fresno happy because it's something else to do. Like, you wake up on a random day off and you're saying to yourself, I can go watch professional soccer tonight.
Yeah.
Because I can, and I will, and it's in Fresno. We can start saying that to ourselves if this dream becomes a reality.
Well, we hope so. We hope so. Hey, Gabe, appreciate you. We'll talk to you later, and we'll have you back on for the topics I want to talk to you about on as well. We'll have a more proper hour with you here down the road.
All right.
So appreciate it as always, man.
Thank you.
All right, Gabe Camarillo of KMPH right here on the Lee's Air Hotline. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Behind the Bench right after this on 1430 ESPN.
The Central Valley Sports Leader has you covered for the local angle with the Central Valley Sports Report hosted by Paul Meadors. Paul is back for year 5 and is ready to give you the insight and knowledge of everything you need to know when it comes to high school sports. From the coaches and player interviews to the game recaps week by week, as well as talking with all the insiders that have the pulse when it comes to prep sports in the Central Valley. Central Valley Sports Report, airing 10 a.m. to noon. Live from First String Sports every Saturday on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
New year, same hunger, better value. KFC is starting things strong with $5 bowls, classic or spicy. We're talking creamy mashed potatoes, sweet corn, melty cheese, and crispy nuggets all stacked in one bowl. Go classic or bring the heat with bold, spicy flavor. And if you want to start the year playing offense, grab a $5 Maddie's Cheesy Nuggy Gravy Bowl. Crispy nuggets, rich gravy, and plenty of cheese. No shortcuts. Big flavor, big comfort, just $5. Only at participating local KFCs for a limited time.
Citizens Business Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We proudly support California's thriving small to medium-sized businesses. Our relationship-based approach and straightforward business model set us apart in the financial services industry. We are a banking partner that understands your industry and your company. Whether you're expanding operations or planning for the future, Citizens Business Bank is here to help ensure your banking experience is smooth, convenient, and aligned with your success. My team strives to build long-term banking relationships by getting to personally know you and your business, and then providing you with a wide array of powerful solutions customized to your unique financial needs. Visit cbbank.com to learn how Citizens Business Bank can help contribute to your success. That's cbbank.com. Citizens Business Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Get your business noticed and stand out from the crowd by visiting MegaPrints. Working with the Valley's most prestigious and high-profile businesses since 1998, we print and install custom-designed signs for businesses of all types and sizes. From yard signs to banners to wallpaper and fleet graphics, MegaPrints has the state-of-the-art capability to turn the signage you've dreamed of into a reality. Visit megaprints.com today to see our work and what we can do for your business.
Introducing The Sidebar, a brand new open-air beer garden at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill in River Park. Experience a new way to catch a game, hang with friends, and enjoy new appetizers, char-grilled burgers, salads, wings with over 10 house-made sauces, and of course, world-famous Me and Ed's pizza. Thirsty? Try our self-poured taps with over a dozen craft beers, wines, ciders, and craft seltzers. Plus a full bar with an impressive selection of tequilas, whiskeys, and craft cocktails. The Sidebar at Me and Ed's Coney Island Grill, now open in River Park.
At Helena Agri-Enterprises, we're committed to helping you make the best agronomic decisions for your farm. That's why we combine cutting-edge technology with superior product. Helena's agri-intelligence solutions use in-depth analysis to identify potential problems in the field before they take root. Combined with a complete line of high-quality crop production and crop protection inputs, Helena has the tools to help you increase productivity, enhance performance, and maximize your return on investment. Contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer to create the right plan for your farm with Helena products and agri-intelligence solutions.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Shout out to Gabe Camarillo for joining us in the last break. Gabe, of course, you can find him at KMPH out there, Fox 26, and talking about all that. Jorge, any part of that soccer conversation that surprised you? Any of those new details he talked about? So, sounds very interesting deal that they're working out here.
It's interesting because they don't have a club. They don't have an actual team or someone that's ready to come in.
They're doing the stadium first, and then if the stadium works out, if the stadium deal works out.
And honestly, I like this. I like this way. Once you build a stadium, it's easier for you to bring in a team than whether it's already here or it's one from another place. That it is having a team here without an actual stadium.
Yeah,
because one of the biggest problems that they had just when they started growing in the mid 2010s, when they started growing the MLS and on the what is now the USL, was the teams didn't have their stadiums.
Yeah,
and it was just a visual impairment. Like playing at Chansey is cool, but the dimensions aren't that great.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be an interesting deal, and of course, the public has to be behind it. The public is going to have to want it. I think there is a multi-use to the complex that is out there. I think, I threw out high school soccer playoff opportunities or high school football opportunities. Any of that sense?
Yeah, I've always said that it would be great. Where Island Water Park is, that would be a great place to put a stadium there, but it's kind of far away from everything else. But they want one downtown, and I think it's a 5,000 seat stadium. It's small enough that it could fit in downtown.
Yeah,
without making a big hurting the space around it. So hopefully it works out.
Yeah, hopefully it really does, because I think there's certainly a lot of potential. And it's hard to get this community to trust you or trust people, though. And that's my whole crux of it. It is hard for them to trust in something, knowing what we've known from the Fresno State side of things and knowing that, in the track record of, we've had to, if I just blindly think about, and I'm just the layman's person of really, we're adding another soccer team, even though we've had two fail. That's the person who is not close to the situation that's going to be thinking about this and being like, why are we wasting more time with this when we know it's failed last two times?
I think, like you said, even without having an actual team, having a soccer stadium or just a stadium or another venue to bring in,
you can have a concert
stuff. Yeah,
downtown at the soccer stadium, right? Nothing crazy, not like Shakira level, but
And the reason is soccer stadiums are usually squared.
Yeah.
So you have yourself, more seating, and unlike the diamond stadiums, which are in the baseball stadiums, they're kind of awkward. So it's those differences make an actual difference to the people that go watch games or events at those stadiums.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Good conversation. If you missed it, you can listen to it on demand as soon as the show wraps up on 1430 ESPNFresno.com with myself and Gabe Camarillo. We also hit on some basketball, and Fresno State plays basketball tonight. They host Colorado State, and let's make this our daily spread segment brought to you by Chachansey Gold Resort and Casino. If you're not trying your luck with the teams, if you're not trying your luck with your team, try your luck up the mountain with Chachansey Gold Resort and Casino today. And Jorge, the Bulldogs only a 3.5-point underdog at home to Colorado State. Colorado State sitting at 2-3 in the conference. They're 11-5 overall. The Bulldogs at 1-4. They're 7-9 overall. Colorado State have lost 3 of their last 4. They've lost to New Mexico by 10. They've lost to Nevada by 13. And they've lost to Utah State by 1 billion. So what makes or breaks this game for the Bulldogs tonight? Gabe mentioned that Zion Collins is hobbled with something in terms of an ankle injury potentially, so we'll see if he is available tonight. But outside of it, the Bulldogs don't score as much as Colorado State does on average. They rebound a little better than Colorado State does on average. They are able to get active a little more defensively on the steals department for Fresno State. I think there's a real shot that the Bulldogs can win tonight in this game against Colorado State, just kind of looking at the numbers first blush. And the way the Bulldogs have played at home, you could argue, has been something that you could build on as well. So I do feel like Fresno State can win tonight, and I don't know if I can absolutely say they with confidence that I'm predicting them to win, but if it has to happen, it's Jake Highbretter with some big-time points and moments. It's Wilson Jocks just being absolutely a monster inside, fighting for the rebounds, and it has to be smart basketball on the defensive side, especially in the crunch time situations, because we know, Jorge, this game's going to come down to like the last 3 minutes within a single possession, and that's when the Bulldogs have proven usually that they are not ideally good in those situations. We saw it with the Nevada game. That's the last time this home crowd saw this team. So I would imagine it's going to come down to that, and the Bulldogs need to be smart, incredibly high IQ in those moments, or they're not going to have any hope of winning it tonight against Colorado State.
Yeah, there's that win against San Jose State helped them out and getting some confidence back, and breaking up that series of defeats that they had. You don't want to start that back up. You don't want to start another series, 2 in a row, 2 losses in a row. So you kind of want to get in there and make the best out of it, especially when you're playing here at home. So it's difficult, but I think it's going to be a close game.
Hopefully some people are out there too. 6 o'clock, early start. I do like the earlier starts for the folks out there who are watching this. 6 p.m. tonight between Colorado State. I would imagine you're going to be watching while we're doing our game.
Probably.
You'll be giving us updates in our ear. Like we like to give the updates during our game.
If it's in the Mountain West Network, I'll probably watch it. But
it is on the Mountain West Network.
They're just horrible at keeping up with the scores.
Oh, the score bug is so late.
Oh my God, yeah. It's crazy bad.
I used to be that person that had to do that. The Chiron, the score bug, keeping up.
I don't know if it was just San Jose State or when I was watching San Jose State game.
Yeah.
They wouldn't update the score when they would go.
Or there's generally students who are trying their best.
I get that. I understand that. But when it happens once, I'm okay.
Come on, guys.
But when it just doesn't, they didn't update the score when they went to break.
Yeah.
So when you come back from break, they would have the score at halftime.
Yeah.
And it was already almost the end of the game.
Yeah.
So it's the kind of things that just bother me. They shouldn't, but they do.
I know. I get it. Because you're watching with no sound, too, I'd imagine. You're just kind of,
yeah. Yeah, because I got to listen to you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Bulldogs tonight. I slightly confident. That's my feeling tonight.
They look good in the rebound.
Yeah.
They look good, trying to get the ball and all that.
This is a very winnable game for them tonight. They can win this game. Should they win this game? Absolutely. Can they win this game? Sure. Will they? Only they know. Only they know.
Only they know.
All right, let's take a break. Let's wrap up this show next on 1430 ESPN.
We started like you, a small team with a big dream to serve the Valley. 20 years later, FFB Bank is still proudly backing businesses across California and beyond. We've learned a lot about what it takes to grow, and now we're using that experience to make things easier for you. With our Switch and Save offer, we'll cover up to 90 days of payment processing, provide no-cost equipment, and offer competitive rates so your business can keep more of what it earns. And behind it all is a local team that truly understands your goals and is ready to help you reach them. Make the switch, save with FFB. Visit ffb.bank to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
So intense, so quick, so unmerciful. Those are just a few of the comments from farmers describing the devastating effects of their crop damage due to hail. If you're a farmer, you probably already know what it's like to watch helplessly as your cash crop is pummeled by hail. It's one of nature's most damaging weather conditions. What can you do about it? You can call Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist. They've been writing crop insurance for almost 40 years. Call Roger Kent or Quinn Bowman today and ask about crop hail insurance for stone fruit and grapes. They can design a private hail coverage that is specifically designed to meet your financial needs. Coverage can be purchased anytime and will go into effect within 72 hours. Easy to buy with no hassles. Don't gamble on your financial investment. Call the Ag Experts today. Bowman & Associates. Remember, for a green thumb investment that equalizes Mother Nature, call Bowman & Associates. 499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates, your crop insurance specialist.
License number OF64178.
Citrus season is here, and once again, growers are choosing orange over blue because Kubota means less downtime, easier controls, and better value through the long harvest stretch. When you're racing weather, labor, and time, uptime matters, and Kubota delivers. So, turn to Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, for the tractors and service they depend on. With Fresno and Reedley locations, Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, is ready for you this season. Visit Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, today. Online at pioneerequipmentca.com.
Bulldog basketball is back and heating up the Save Mart Center. Don't miss any of the exciting action as both the men's and women's basketball teams take on the Mountain West this season. Make sure to bring the whole family to root for your hometown Bulldogs as they compete for that Mountain West championship Fresno would love to bring home. Tickets start as low as $5 for select games. Grab them at GoBulldogs.com today, and we'll see you at the biggest party in the Valley. Go Dogs!
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company, have proudly provided high-quality risk management and insurance solutions to local businesses. Thanks to the incredible work and personal touch our insurance professionals provide our clients, DeBudo Defendus has been named Central Valley's best property and casualty insurance company for 9 years running. Visit DIBU.com and get the business insurance you need today.
License number 0E02096.
Back the birds, Fresno. Don't miss another week of Fresno Pacific University Sunbirds action at the Special Event Center.
Dribbling with the left hand. She's going to fire another three. That one good as well. 3 straight threes on 3 straight possessions.
All games are just $10 for fans 18 and older. 17 and under get in free. Back the birds, Fresno. Catch both men's and women's basketball before the season wraps up. Don't miss the excitement. For schedule and ticket information, visit fpuathletics.com today. See you there.
I'm one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body.
I'm living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com.
Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
All right, welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. You want to know the futility of being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? I wish Daniel was still here for this, but or you want to
the futility.
Can I just give you some deficits the Steelers had faced in the playoffs since I was in college?
Okay.
2011, 20-6 they lost, or they were losing to Denver, the Tim Tebow Denver team. How about I don't even know what year this was. I think this looks like 2014. They were down 30-15 to Baltimore with about 2:57 to go in the fourth, so losing by 15. How about a 14-point loss or losing to Jacksonville in 2017 at home? How about a 33-9 deficit in 2018 to the New England Patriots? How about a 28-0 Cleveland Brown lead in 2020 in the second quarter? How about a 35-7 Kansas City lead over Pittsburgh with about 6:27 to go in the third quarter? How about down 21-0 to Buffalo in 2022, I want to say? How about last year? Down 21-0 to the Ravens in the playoffs as well. And then, of course, 30-3 with about 2:39 to go against Houston last night. It's not – there has been no moment for the Steelers to say, hey, at least we had that kind of game. It has been pain – beyond pain. In terms, it hasn't been just losses, Jorge. It has been beatdowns. In the game. Although I don't know if I would qualify for about 40 minutes of that football game last night. It wasn't a beatdown.
It was close. It was close. They still had a chance.
Yeah.
And the fumble came in, and I think that just turned around. The fumble when they walked it back. And
as a Patriots fan, I sit here not worried about the Texans.
You say that, but yet I see your face, and you have a worried face.
Stone cold.
I don't know.
Lack of fear staring right at you in your soul on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch right now.
You keep saying that to yourself, and I know you want to believe that, but I don't think that's true.
No Nico Collins. C.J. Stroud fumbled 5 times. Drake May is way more mobile than Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots can run the ball a lot better than what the Steelers were doing last night. We will not be at 3rd and 11 14 times. I'll tell you that. So, no fear. No fear from me. And if we lose, so be it. Because it's been a magical run. It's been a magical run.
There it is.
But we will not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's confidence right there.
It's confidence. How confident are you in your team?
Oh, I'm off a 50-50 kind of guy.
50-50, that's the best you can do? All right. We'll see. Anyways, hey, let's talk about the schedule coming up. By the way, NFL released the NFL schedule for the weekend. We finally got to know that. But let's talk about our schedule coming up this week. Tonight, 6:15 6:30 tip-off, Hoover and Justin Garza from Justin Garza. Be sure to tune in there right here on 1430. Lakers and Hawks tonight. The Lakers underdogs at home to the Trae Youngless Atlanta Hawks. Go figure. Tomorrow we'll have Sportsline Bulldog with Tony D 2 to 3. We'll have my show from 3 to 6. Good guests on the list for tomorrow. Dan Ruzanowski is going to join us. He's calling in from the East Coast. He's got to talk Sharks here, who've been incredible over the last couple months. We also have Fresno State water polo coming in tomorrow, Jorge. That should be fun. That's around 4:15. Oh, and guess what? The return of Asa. He's crawling out of his hole. He's coming out. He's coming out of his pit of sadness to talk some sports, and I appreciate it for him. So I hope he's doing all right.
I mean, they had a good season.
Yeah, he's not happy. He's not doing all right. Mental hugs to Asa. And then we'll have Sunbird Sports Show on 790 tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thursday, Sportsline Bulldog, Tony D 2 to 3. My show will only be 3 to 5 at Fashion Furniture because we got some FPU basketball to run over on 790. Lakers and Hornets at 7:15 on Thursday as well. Friday, we'll have Sportsline Bulldog over Tony D again, 2 to 3. We'll have my show 3 to 6 on Friday. Sharks at Red Wings, 3:30 on 790. And then here's your weekend schedule. Paul Metters starting off with the Central Valley Sports Report, 10 a.m. to noon. And then at 1:30, this is the NFL slate on 1430. The playoffs running all throughout. The Broncos hosting the Bills, 1:30 p.m. That game is on CBS, but if you can listen to it on 1430. Then at 5 o'clock to follow, Niners at Seahawks on Fox. Jorge, you excited to get Brady and Burkhardt for your game? You excited to get Tommy back again for another game? Back-to-back Tommy Brady?
You guys were super excited when
McCaffrey got
the touchdown.
From Jennings, yeah. He went crazy.
Made some sounds that were kind of weird.
Oh, hey! He got excited, man. That was you. You're probably feeling the same way. Sunday, 11 a.m. pregame with a 12 p.m. kickoff from New England, the Texans and the Patriots. That game is on ESPN and ABC for the TV audience. And then on the NBC network to follow Rams and Bears from very, very cold Chicago.
The Bears.
We'll make predictions on Friday's show. We'll do all NFL talk on Friday there. We'll be back Monday. Another edition of Behind the Bench. Sports on Bulldog Opportunity 2-3. My show from 3 to 4:30. Because, yes, Indiana and Miami lock it up from South Beach. 4:30 pregame. I believe the kickoff is at 5:30, if I'm not mistaken. Sharks in Florida, the Panthers. That's going to be on 790. That game actually got moved up an hour because they want the Miami crowd to enjoy both games. You know?
Yeah.
So go to a game at 3 and then head on over to the game at 5:30. That's what they want to do. I don't know. We'll see. Sharks, I know, will get on a plane as soon as that game is over, and hopefully it's a win. All right, Jorge. Should be a good game tonight. Hoover and Garza, both teams, 6 losses overall in the year. I believe Garza's at 11-6. Hoover's at 9-6. CMAC action. Very excited for that. CMAC. We love the CMAC, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Should be some interesting CMAC action on that level. Anyway, anything else? Anything else to mention before we sign off? Good to have Sunbird Sports Show back tomorrow.
Yeah. Paul's working on something interesting.
Got some things cooking up.
Yeah, got some things cooking up. So, yeah.
There you go.
Gonna have some basketball later on at PU.
Yeah.
On Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, be sure to tune in on that, and it should be pretty good. All right, Jorge. Good 2-hour show.
Yeah, great 2-hour show.
We'll be back in an hour and 15 minutes.
You'll hear your voice.
My voice will be back. Not yours.
Not mine.
Yours. I'll hear your voice, but not mine. All right, basketball coming up at 6:15. Tune in then. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition of Behind the Bench.
Get your day started with Rich Eisen.
The Rich Eisen Show on the
Championship game.
Hi, this is Evan Cohen. Join us Wednesday, 6 a.m. Eastern for Unsportsmanlike.